On Friday, your paycheck hits your account. By the middle of next week, most of it is gone. You probably blame yourself. Bad budgeting, too much takeout, a few impulse buys you shouldn't have made. But the math doesn't actually work. Even people who track every dollar, who cook every meal, who never set foot in a Starbucks, watch their paychecks vanish at almost exactly the same speed. Most people assume the answer is obvious. They're spending too much. They need more discipline, a better budget. But that's not what's happening. The real reason your paycheck disappears is that most of it was never yours to begin with. And the part that is yours is being hunted by systems specifically engineered to find it. Once you see how the machine actually works, you won't be able to unsee it. Before we get into why this happens, let's prove it's actually happening. Because the assumption most people carry is that paycheck to paycheck living is a problem for low earners. People with bad jobs, people who never got their break. That's not what the data shows. According to a 2025 Goldman Sachs retirement survey, 40% of Americans earning over $300,000 a year still describe themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. A separate analysis from PYMTAS found that as of January 2025, half of all high-income earners, defined as those making over $100,000 annually, are in the same position. The phenomenon doesn't get smaller as income grows. It just gets quieter. Meet Tyler. He's 34, works as a marketing manager at a mid-sized tech company, and earns $142,000 a year. His parents raised 3 kids on a combined income of about $65,000 in today's money. They owned a house by their early 30s. They took a real vacation every other summer. They retired with savings. Tyler rents. He has no kids. He drives a car he can't really afford. And at the end of every month, his savings account looks exactly the same as it did at the beginning. The math should work. He earns more than double what his parents did at the same age. But it doesn't work, and Tyler can't figure out why. So where is Tyler's money actually going? And why does it disappear at almost the same speed whether he earns $60,000 or $145,000? The answer starts with a number Tyler has never actually seen. Tyler thinks his paycheck is $4,100 every 2 weeks. That's the number that hits his account every other Friday. That's the number he uses to think about his finances. His actual gross pay is closer to $5,460. Federal income tax takes a chunk. State tax takes another. Social Security and Medicare take their share. Then comes his health insurance premium, dental, vision, his 401k contribution, his HSA. By the time the deposit lands, roughly a quarter of what he earned has already been removed. Tyler never saw it. He never made a decision about it. He just sees the number that's left. But that's only the first deduction layer. The moment Tyler's paycheck lands on Friday morning, a second wave of automatic transfers fires. Rent autopay, car payment, auto insurance, renter's insurance, electric bill, gas, internet, phone, 3 streaming services, the gym, a cloud storage subscription he forgot about, a productivity app he signed up for last year, a meal kit he hasn't used in 2 months. By the time Tyler actually opens his banking app on Saturday morning to see what he has, 71% of what he earned has already been claimed. He didn't budget any of it. He didn't decide any of it. The system pulled it out before he ever had a chance to look. And here's where it gets interesting. According to the 2024 Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Expenditure Survey, the average household spends 33% of their total expenditures on housing, 17% on transportation, 13% on food, 12.5% on insurance and pensions, and 8% on healthcare, added up. That's about 84% of total household spending locked into a handful of categories that almost nobody actively manages on a daily basis. So the discipline question, the one Tyler asks himself every month, isn't being applied to his paycheck. It's being applied to whatever the system left him after it took its cut. He's not budgeting $5,460, he's budgeting maybe $850. And here's what makes it worse, that $850 isn't really discretionary either. Most people think the slice of their paycheck left after rent and bills is free money. Money they could theoretically save if they had more discipline. The $850 Tyler has each month after his fixed costs feels, on paper, like spending money. Money he's choosing what to do with. It isn't. A massive portion of what looks like discretionary spending is actually structurally locked in.